So we have a possible 3 phones coming at the P40 series launch, and there are 4 phones in the series. We already got the P40 Lite released already. This is actually a rebranded version of a phone released in China a while back called the Nova 6 SE, coming internationally as the P40 Lite. But the main series of phones, we have the P40 and the P40 Pro, and this rumored P40 Pro Plus 5G. It's a mouthful to say, but that is apparently the big beast of a phone that Huawei are working on. We'll have to see if that comes or not. When it comes to the screens, the normal P40 Pro apparently getting a 6.1 inch display that will only go up to full HD resolution, no quad HD or 2K. That will also be a flat screen as well. The P40 Pro uses a very similar design in terms of the layouts, of course, but it adds something we've never seen before in smartphones, which is something called a quad curved display. So it's curved on the left and right sides, but also on the top and bottom. The Pro version though will be having a bumped up resolution. It's around about a 2K resolution. It's definitely more than full HD, and it's heavily rumored to come with that higher refresh rate at 90 Hz. Battery capacities apparently coming around 3,800 mAh for the non-Pro, 4,200 mAh for the Pro, and some fast charging on the Pro version at 40 watts wired charging. And apparently Huawei are adding faster wireless charging too. Even though the watt amount isn't changing from previous versions of Huawei flagships, it is rumored that they've increased the charging speed overall, so we'll have to wait and see if that is the case. When it comes to the cameras, there are big changes in the P40 series. This is what everyone is looking for, and I don't think Huawei have disappointed us this time. We're getting a brand new main camera sensor in both the P40 and P40 Pro, coming in at a 50 megapixel resolution. That will be pixel bin down to about a 12-13 megapixel resolution for normal images. This is a brand new, much bigger sensor, one of the biggest in the industry, if not the biggest in a smartphone right now. It also keeps the RYYB pixel layout, which Huawei says is better for low light shots. The P40 standard version will add a 16 megapixel ultra wide and an 8 megapixel telephoto lens. That should be around a 3 times optical zoom on that camera. But the main event is definitely the P40 Pro, using that brand new main sensor, adding a 40 megapixel ultra wide lens. This is actually a different or improved version of a camera sensor they've been using for a while as their main camera sensor. They moved it over to the ultra wide. It won't just be an ultra wide camera, they'll also use that exclusively for shooting video on the phone. So you'll have 2 main cameras basically, the ultra wide, which can take ultra wide images but is mainly for video, and then the main image sensor used mainly for photos. Then you have the zoom camera, which looking at the leaks is going to stick to a 5 times optical zoom length. A really cool inclusion though is something that Huawei are calling the XD Fusion engine, which should be a dedicated image processor, a bit of hardware in the phone. And we see other companies doing this, like Apple with Deep Fusion and Google with the Visual Core, also having this extra bit of hardware that should specifically process images. This is a very exciting feature because these things really do work to increase resolution, increase the dynamic range in the photos. It definitely works, and Huawei, you know, are going to do a good job with this photo processing. We also got some camera samples from a possible P40 Pro. These are leaked. We can't really tell which camera shot them. There's no EXIF data, and we also don't really know the lighting conditions. They look good enough, but it's difficult to really say too much about the photos because we don't know what took them. Huge rumors as well that a 10 times telephoto lens may be used by Huawei this year. This is from supply chain sources. Although if you look at the leaked renders, neither the P40 or the P40 Pro seem to have a 10 times telephoto. So this actually may be reserved for that possible P40 Pro Plus, that monster of a phone. 10 times optical zoom, maybe adding a 3 times optical zoom, the main camera, the ultra wide. That would be a beast of a phone, and we'll have to see if Huawei lets on about that phone at the event and if it comes with the P40 series or if it comes at a later date. The front camera on all of the phones is tipped to be 32 megapixels. That's the same amount of megapixels as Huawei have used for a long time. Might be the same camera. Rumors about 3D face unlocking in there as well, which would be a pretty cool inclusion. We've never seen it in a cutout before. Again, they're just rumors. Let's wait and see if it really comes. This will be really the first worldwide flagship launch from Huawei. The Mate 30 Pro didn't really launch worldwide in big numbers without Google. It'll be coming with EMUI on top of Android, but no Google services. They'll be using HMS Core and the App Gallery, their versions. But time will tell whether that amazing hardware is enough without Google to tempt people into buying the phones. Subscribe for all the latest tech news and videos. That's it for now, but I'll see you in the next one.